could just talk a little bit more about organizational shift? I think a lot of companies talk about giving candid feedback and critical feedback and the importance of that, and they can recognize it. But there's this thing about sort of staying at the homeostasis of where we've always been, that is so much more comfortable than this uncomfortable state you're talking about. So in terms of shifting an organization across the board, could you give some feedback on how you've been successful at that?
Sure. So one of the things that I kept thinking as I was writing the book, and also as I have in my career as a manager, is that I wish there were a really simple tool that I could deploy. Because what happens is, I'll give this talk, most of you seem to more or less agree with what I'm saying, and then we're all going to go back to our lives and keep doing, as you said, exactly what we've always done. And so that's the reason I just started a month ago a company that is building a Radical Candor gauge. And the idea is that you'll be able to send to all the people you give feedback a gauge. All they have to do is hit one of the 4 quadrants. We aggregate all your responses collectively and give you a tip. And the thing that's useful about that is really just keeping it fresh, top of mind every week. Just remembering that you're supposed to be giving feedback, and also remembering that you're supposed to be asking for it. When I taught managing at Apple, we didn't build the app, but Apple being Apple, we printed a 2x2 out on beautiful cardstock, and people would put it near their desk. And a huge number of the managers who took that class, Managing at Apple, would send me an email or stop me later and say, you know, thank you so much. Just having a shared vocabulary with the people who I work with has made it so much easier for me to stop and say, look, I'm trying to be radically candid with you. I'm not trying to be a jerk. And more importantly, as they're talking about things, and the managers were invariably falling back on their old ruinous empathy habits and kind of pulling their punches, their employees would say, I want you to be more radically candid. Can you please be more radically candid? And that made it way easier for them to just say it. So a shared vocabulary and a little sort of quick reminder, again, not a root canal, but a toothpick. So what we're building is a Radical Candor toothpick.